Superstar quarterback Tom Brady officially announcing his retirement, ending days of speculation about his future. The 44-year-old leaves the NFL after 22 seasons and, yes, 7 Super Bowl rings. We are covering this breaking story from every angle this hour. So let's go ahead and begin with NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky. Morgan, you have been on this story. Talk to us about the announcement that I know you've been reporting on and the timing of how all of this unfolded.
Yeah, Morgan, it's been a bit of a wild ride over the last several days or so. We heard that announcement over the weekend that Tom Brady was retiring. ESPN saying that it was according to sources close to the future Hall of Famer. And yet, Brady came out on a podcast yesterday and said that he was still considering his future in football and that he had not made his mind up yet. That came out Monday evening around 7 o'clock. So at some point between then and this morning, he reached that decision that everyone was waiting to hear from, whether or not he would remain a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And he decided to release the news in an Instagram post this morning, reading in part. It was a long series of messages here, but it reads, "I've always believed the sport of football is an all-in proposition. If a 100% competitive commitment isn't there, you won't succeed. And success is what I love so much about our game. I have tried my very best these past 22 years. There are no shortcuts to success on the field or in life." Brady goes on to say, "This is difficult for me to write, but here it goes. I'm not going to make that competitive a commitment anymore. I have loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention. Right now, it's best I leave the field of play to the next generation of dedicated and committed athletes." So this was a lengthy Instagram post, Morgan, in which he thanked the Bucs organization, head coach Bruce Arians, the owners, the Glazer family, his Bucs teammates, his wife Giselle, and his 3 children. Notably, he did not thank anyone or anything from New England, from Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, to Coach Belichick, to even his former Patriot teammates, although he did say he thanked all of the great teammates that he's had a chance to play with over this storied 22-season career. Morgan?
That's interesting. But Morgan, you know, how is the football world reacting? What are fans saying? What are his former colleagues saying?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because a lot of people already kind of weighed in over the weekend whenever they heard that Tom was retiring, despite not hearing it directly from Brady himself. We're hearing now that people realize that it's official. This is the end of an era. And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell had this to say earlier this morning, saying in part, "Tom Brady will be remembered as one of the greatest to ever play in the NFL. It has been a privilege to watch him compete and have him in the NFL. We thank him for his many contributions to our game and wish Tom and his family all the best in the future." We've already seen messages from the Buccaneers organization, from the Patriots organization. The owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft, also putting out a personalized thank you to Tom as well, saying that it was an absolute pleasure to work with him during the majority of Tom's career, which was, of course, spent in New England until those last 2 seasons in Tampa Bay, one of which resulted in a Super Bowl. So, of course, we'll only hear more as the day goes on. But it really is the end of an era. I had a chance to speak to one reporter yesterday who says that there are kids today, Morgan, that have only known Tom Brady as the guy who just finds a way to win, whether it be making a deep run in the playoffs or getting one of those 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Now, a fresh start.
Fresh start indeed. All right, Morgan Chesky for us there. Morgan, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.